Hi, welcome to another Power Blast podcast. Are you curious about at-home cycling, considering investing in a spin bike that you can use right in the comfort of your own home? Well, that's what I just did. But initially, I was really resistant to it. So I want to share with you the real truth about at-home cycling. Stay tuned. Hey there, my friend Perry Tinsley here, creator of the Power Blast podcast, The Power of Possibility, Passion, and Purpose. And thank you so much for tuning in. And in this episode, I'm going to share with you my takeaways from our newest fitness apparatus that I almost didn't get because I let my mindset get in the way. I made some assumptions, and I'm going to share with you the real truth about at-home cycling. But before I do, I want to thank you for tuning in, whether this is your first time listening and tuning into the Power Blast podcast, or you're a regular listener. Thanks so much for being here. If you're in your podcast app, please be a friend. Drop in, leave an honest rating and review. That helps others discover this show, and it lets me know that you're out there listening. And if you are over on YouTube listening to or checking out the video version, I guess you'd be watching, wouldn't you? Please be sure to hit the subscribe button and the notifications bell. That way you get notified each time a new show drops. And if you hit the like button, drop in a comment, that fuels the YouTube algorithm all the more and helps others discover this show too. So that'd be really crazy cool. You absolutely rock. So this indoor cycling thing, those bikes, they become super popular, right? They've probably been around for a long time. Like, I've got a lot of friends that teach spinning classes in gyms, and then more and more they became more of an at-home thing as well. So, you know, I had no idea what it was. You know, I looked at spinning. I kind of looked at it from a distance, I guess. And I really, personally, I didn't see, like, how do people find this fun? This looks like really hard work. Can't I just get on my bicycle and go around town and, in the elements and just enjoy myself that way? No, I just ruled it out. I just said it's not for me. Way cool. More power to you if that's your thing. And so, of course, I totally believe it's an excellent way to get a lot of benefits of the cardio exercise right in the comfort of your own home. Even more energetic if you're doing it with a bunch of people and a trainer right there in a gym, somebody that can motivate you and push you, and then you're engaged with everybody else in the class. But hey, I've got my own home workout routines. They work just fine. And then that's where I stopped myself. You see, for years, I used to prejudge exercise and workouts. And I'm catching myself doing it again. Most of the workouts and exercises, I'm saying, oh, nope, not for me. It's in the not for me category. I'm just a weights guy. I don't do cardio. I know I should do cardio, but I don't do cardio. I don't do yoga. I'm not a morning person. And, I realized I'm making these assumptions before I even gave it a try. I'm kind of visualizing myself struggling, or that it's going to be uncomfortable, or that it won't be fun, or that it's not for me. I do this little prejudgment, pop it in that category, and then I'm comfortable with that. So I decided to call myself out on it. I said, you've done this over and over and over. And then when you decided that, hey, you're going to give yoga a try. Hey, you're going to give morning workouts a try. Hey, you're going to jump in and give this new cardio workout program a try. My eyes were always wide open. Like, wow, how was I limiting myself with those crazy stories? So I got this indoor bike, and here's the way I worked it. I took advantage of the 30-day free trial. Plus, there was the ability to get super small payments with no interest. And so I was like, I can get behind that. And so that's where, I was really like the real truth about at home cycling for me was like, okay, let's dig into this thing. I've got a little time to see if it's for me or not, but at least I'm testing it out. I'm putting that little assumption to the test. So you probably guessed, I fell in love with it right out of the gate. I did not expect that. Super motivating, super fun. big time sweat, and the workouts fly by super fast, or at least they seem to fly by super fast. So the amount of time is the same, 30 minutes is 30 minutes or 45 is 45, but the way they're choreographed, the way they're put together, it was like, whoa, my eyes are open. Yes, again, I proved myself wrong. It totally changed my perception. So if you're new to indoor cycling, here's what to expect. At least from my perspective, I'm going to share with you what I'm using with this bike. I don't know if all bikes are the same. I'll drop the link to the one that I'm using in the show notes, so then you can review that for yourself. But first thing you're going to need to do is adjust the bike to fit your body. There's different learning different positions of the bike too. And with mine, there was a super simple online tutorial right there on the screen. My bike happened to have a monitor, a display right there, a little touch screen. So you can really, it's like you're working out right there with the trainer. And so they just walk you through how to set it up, the chair height, sliding it forward, adjusting the handles, testing out the pedals, making sure that everything's right. The first ride you do with this bike is a calibration ride, so you can set up your heart rate monitor correctly, which I thought was super cool. For a long time, I didn't wear the heart rate monitors because they always had to be a strap around your chest, and I just found it to be kind of an inconvenience, and I just got away from even checking it. Now that I've been using it, I love being in the zone. It kind of challenges you even more, but to know your stats. So I know each at-home spin bike is unique in its design, the seat, the handlebars. They actually, the seat they call the saddle. So when they're cueing you on the screen, right, like you're in the saddle or you're out of saddle, that means you kind of stand up a little bit. I'll get more to that in a little bit, but they're just easy to adjust with a simple little twist and locking mechanism. That's like, boom, okay, it's right there. Awesome. So a friend of mine, just told me a common mistake that she sees is that people will, put their seat or their saddle a little too low. And that can really prevent you from using the right muscles and getting a really effective workout. So that was just some adjustments for me. I followed the on-screen directions. I was pretty spot on, but I just had her help me double check just to make sure I was on. And she was like, hey, yeah, you got it. So going for a ride. So as you're doing a spin class, there's a lot of different bike positions, and they create the most dynamic rides. I think this is what you've seen, maybe if you've seen a spin class or you've seen something on TV or some sort of advertisement, you've probably seen this. In spin classes, the trainers are usually alternating between these different positions and varying how fast you pedal. That's called cadence. And it shows that the cadence shows up as RPMs, how fast you're spinning that wheel, and how fast you're pedaling. And you see it. There's a little pop-up display on the monitor as you're going, so you could see where you're at. So you're keeping in a certain range or a certain zone as you go. And so what makes it really, really super cool. And this is what I think is the appeal for a lot of people is the soundtrack or the music that the trainers use. They play that in the background, and they're usually chosen, at least this is my guess, this is my experience so far, to the cadence and tempo of what they want you to do with the different the different bike riding positions and the cadences that they want you to put in. The workouts, they just seem to fly by, and sometimes you're sitting in the saddle. It's a typical way of riding and sitting. You're pretty comfortable there. You usually do that like in the warm-up periods or even the recover periods. But there are times that have you adjusting this little tension knob, which makes it seem like, oh, you're pedaling more uphill or a little more resistance. And so you're really working the muscles a little bit differently when you're sitting down in the saddle and you've upped the tension a little bit. And there's other times, at least in the program that I'm using, in the format I'm using, there are rides that you can do live with a trainer. There are rides that are recorded with a trainer. And there are also scenic rides. And so that when I'm sitting in the saddle, that's kind of how I do it. I'll do it for like a scenic ride. Just recently, I took a little scenic ride through Utah and through the Canadian Rockies in Alberta. It's just so cool to do. So Other positions, sometimes you're standing as if you're in a light jog. In my experience, you usually tighten the tension a little bit more because it's really easy to all of a sudden you're spinning a little bit faster as you're standing, and you want to get just kind of a nice little rhythm there. So most of the time, at least in my experience, you tighten that knob first. Your center of gravity is over the pedals. Your butt's hovering a little bit above the saddle, and you're pushing back. And the trainer, as they're helping you through, they're at least in my group, they have a panel of other people who are also doing the live rides at the same time they're showing up on the screen. The trainer can see what their posture is like and correct them. And that gives you a cue to correct and, just check your alignment and to make sure you're making the most out of the ride. There's those times with increased resistance, as if biking an uphill climb, that really gets the heart rate going up. And you really feel the power in your hamstrings and your quads and your glutes. So you're using these spinning positions, and you're guided to adjust the resistance accordingly, a lot of times to the beat of the music or as you're going. Sometimes they'll give you a visualization that you're doing certain climbs, or you're doing certain bike sprints, or I'm just going off the top of my head the other ones, but those are the two that pop in my head at the moment. You're just adjusting the resistance, and it's super simple. Going left to loosen it, right to tighten it a little bit and increase it's like you're doing clockwise to increase that resistance, counterclockwise to reduce it. And on the bike I have, if you push down on it, it will stop the wheel. It's your bike brake. Okay. I love how this bike tracks your progress. It gives you instant feedback so that you can get yourself into the zone, the heart rate zone that you're trying to hit. Spinning the RPMs, either slower or faster. The bike ride I took today, the guy had you really working hard to keep the cadence at an even number. And a lot of times it's hard because you're either want to go faster or slower. So that really had you focus on that rhythm and that pedaling speed. So that was really kind of cool. And you're torching calories along the way. You can see the calories that are getting torched if you've got the heart rate monitor linked up. Now I know I put on my watch to also track calorie burn as well, and they're pretty accurate on that. So you get to see the travel, how far the distance you've traveled as well, and the time you've gone. At the end, when you're wringing out your shirt, you get to see evidence of all the sweat that poured off your body. So for now, I'm either adding, here's how I'm doing the spin bikes for myself, the spin classes. I've got my own workout routine, so I'm doing a spin class usually after I get done with a workout, just because it's just been fun. A lot of times I'll get done with a workout and I'm using my heart rate monitor and I see I burned so many calories. I'm like, I'm going to do a spin, see if I can burn this many more. It's kind of like a nice little extra challenge that you have. Other times, as in today, I replaced my cardio workout that I have scheduled, and I did a spin class instead. Same, great calories, great calorie burn, great cardio, So I just absolutely love the system that I use with this. Now, the cool thing is, with the music that's going on, if I want to hear the trainer a little bit more and the cueing from the trainer, I can adjust the volume of the music or the trainer up and down so I can hear the trainer a little bit more, or maybe I just crank up the music and don't want to hear the trainer at all. I can adjust those with just the touch of the finger on the display and slide that over. So, I think it's really cool. I think most people will find themselves probably cranking up the tunes. And the other thing is, and I haven't done this yet, but this bike allows you to pair your Bluetooth headphones to that, so the sound could be just really, really incredible. It's already incredible out of the monitor as it is, but just fantastic. Like I said, my mind is blown on it. I usually mix the spinning workouts in with my regular routine. And I think it's a really good way to balance, get in, not only do just spinning, but to as part of your routine is to blend in strength training, yoga, stretching, other cardio, agility, and endurance workouts in there. So spinning can really, really complement what you're doing. Some bikes, they offer a subscription-based model with workout apps that you can do on your own. That's what I'm doing right now. I love how the heart rate monitor not only tracks my spinning classes, but it also tracks my on-demand workouts, because I can get right into my on-demand workouts right there, and I can spin that monitor sideways so I can see the monitor and the cueing from the fitness training that I'm doing with my strength workouts or my other workouts, and not have to kind of be leaning over to the backside of the bike to see it. That monitor swivels right there. So whether I'm doing a live session or a recording one, mixing up that routine with other classes and routines to help you build strength, recover from sessions, maybe even improving your spinning performance. And I also see spinning as an indoor biking for physical therapy, or recovering from a strain or an injury of some sort, or just improving your heart health, even blasting through any seasonal blues that you may have. So there you are, the real truth about at-home cycling and how I challenged my mindset and literally unlocked the door and rolled right through it with a bike to a whole new fitness level. So it was really cool. I know, just know that you always have a choice when it comes to your health and fitness. And just when it comes to those stories that you're telling yourself, challenge those. And when it comes to your fitness, set small goals to help build your confidence. Consistency is going to be your friend. Challenge yourself. Keep moving forward. Your wins, they're going to add up more and more. So I'd love to hear your key takeaway from today. You can drop me a line on social, or come over to Perry@PutYourselfFirst.com, drop me an email, or just reach out with any questions that you might have about food, fitness, even more ideas on achieving your health and fitness goals. And I absolutely love helping people overcome obstacles and barriers that often get in the way of your health and fitness goals. And if you'd like more motivation, support, tips, and strategies, consider joining my Upside Down Fitness community. A fun group of people striving to make healthier habits, especially in this awesome chapter of life. I do 52 weeks of free coaching in there. I promise you'll absolutely love it. Head over to UpsideDownFit.com. That's all I have for this week. Thanks so much for tuning in. I appreciate you so much. And please share, subscribe, leave an honest rating and review in your podcast app to help others discover the show. And if you're over on YouTube catching the video version, be sure to hit that subscribe button, smash the notifications bell so that you get an alert each time a show drops. I will go into the show notes and drop in there the bike that I'm using and the format that I'm using, just so you can check out those details. And I look forward to hearing from you. So you absolutely rock, my friend. That's all I have for this week. And as always, remember, it's never too late. We'll see you next week.